As a reminder to our wonderful viewers, if you enjoy what we're doing here, please be sure to like and subscribe.
If you are seeing flashing lights in our video, seek a doctor.
And or ignore the subliminal messaging.
I.e. like and subscribe. And feed our cats.
Okay.
We haven't told Nisi that those cats are imaginary yet.
What?
No, nothing.
Nothing. Feed our cats.
We were gonna get you a new cat named Imaginary.
Okay. I was gonna say, I like our cats.
I know, they're so beautiful.
Okay.
Except for the moist, slimy one.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
That's
a terrible cat.
That's a terrible cat. That is a terrible cat. I will agree that is a terrible cat.
Oh, God. So when last we left our intrepid explorers.
Yes.
Saviors, wizards.
I'm a
Whatever you
wizard!
wanna call them.
He's not a doctor.
He is to a doctor. He has a PhD.
It's just not an MD.
Anymore.
Anymore.
Who said it ever was?
You had medical shit.
No, it's...
No, you'd said it was an MD.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
In fact, in a previous episode, you specifically said it was an MD.
Oh, that's right, because I had to get the MD thing so I could do the
You
cybernetics.
could do, like, actual surgery on people.
Yes.
Yeah, the cybernetic surgery.
So our MD is now a PhD.
Hey,
Wow.
that MD didn't go away.
We-
MDs don't expire, even if it's millions of years in the future.
It's just switched places with some of the other acronyms in his name.
It's been converted.
Yeah, y'all had restarted the ship.
And we talked to Jarvis.
And you talked to Jarvis. Yes.
And I have an
Is
apprentice.
that what we named him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jarvis. I forgot about Jarvis.
I have an apprentice now.
Named Broseph.
Named Broseph.
Did he accept that name?
I don't think so.
He didn't
No.
deny it.
But he also didn't say no, so...
He tried to say some bullshit like his name is Timothy.
His name is Timothy.
Oh, it is Broseph.
No, his name is Timothy.
Apparently not anymore. To our pilot, he is Broseph. Also, are we gonna get our dots? Are we gonna...
I need 4 fate points, please. They're closer to you.
You need to toss them to me. I was like, what dots? Oh, those. Yeah. You get 3.
I have 5, actually. Give me 2 more.
No, you get 3.
Oh.
We've passed a significant milestone.
Oh, okay.
So your refresh resets.
Alright, we're at...
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like, sorry. Oh,
Oh, these are the purple ones.
yes.
Oh, pretty. I'm using
Everyone
my...
gets their refresh value. Sorry. That was much. Now that we have passed the significant milestone. Now you guys just have to figure out what you're doing.
That is a great conversation for in character.
Yes, indeed. To refresh, the repository has industrial 3D printing capabilities, as well as smaller 3D printing capability bases, and is basically a self-sustaining environment. Working laboratories. You've got a problem. Oh, that's right. You guys had a problem with the radiation. So the genetics lab is unfortunately inaccessible at this point. But due to the reconfigurable nature of the repository, now that everything is working again, you could easily jury-rig one of the other labs to work as genetics lab in the interim until you figure out the problem of the radiation. As far as minerals nearby, there's plenty of iridium on the surface. Just lying around. Iridium, however, is very strong, but it's not very ductile. It'll take a lot of energy to work, but once it goes through the printers, it'll hold its shape forever.
Or it'll hold its edge forever.
Yeah, same shit. Same shit, different day.
If it's shaped as an edge.
We can print a katana sharper than a feudal age blacksmith.
Good.
Quite a bit
because
sharper.
They couldn't make things very sharp because they were feudal age blacksmiths.
They could in Japan, actually. There's a really great documentary on YouTube, actually. I think it's pirated from Nat Geo, but it's about how they make katana and why they work as well they do. I watched it last night and fell into the YouTube hole.
They are very nice swords. You know what's better than that? Projectiles.
You know what's better than that?
Muskets? Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's better than that?
Lasers.
Lasers.
So we basically need to make an iridium gun that shoots lasers.
Or an iridium gun that shoots katanas.
That shoot lasers!
Katanas
Yes!
that shoot lasers! Yes!
Like, I'm trying to see it. It's just...
No,
I can't.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a blade that has the laser that comes out and then a set of mirrors so it makes a loop. So it has a contained laser.
Okay, no,
And
here's what's
then
gonna happen.
The instead of having a sharp blade, it's a laser.
It's a gun that shoots bees, and the bees are holding katanas. That shoot lasers, and the bees are wearing fedoras.
Yes.
Alright. See, that one I can do. The gun that shoots...
Katana that shoots lasers?
Uh,
Dual action?
Sorry.
Come on! Come on. Legitimate dual action gun.
Laser gun blade.
Yes. Laser sword. I want a laser sword.
And it
So you
was
basically want a laser rifle with a bayonet.
Yes.
A really long bayonet.
Yes. That shoots a laser rifle with a bayonet.
this kind of forward-thinking, practical, rationale behavior that got us sent into the future in the first place,
Exactly.
accidentally.
Right. Yeah. So there's plenty of iridium. You have, interestingly, if you dig down a little bit, you have plenty of carbon. You have to dig down and wide, but you've got plenty of carbon sources.
Could we not technically make carbon sources
From trees?
From the trees and just burn them?
In furnaces.
Yes.
Well,
Or
that way
you
to...
just dig it out.
I'm just saying that if-
underground.
Underground.
Does this
Mole
ship,
people.
Does the repository have any actual mining tech on it?
Sadly, no.
Haha! We have found a use for the Braves.
In addition to there being scary underground monsters, can't we not go that far below sea level without dying?
Sea level, yes. You guys are already well above sea level, though. Your 1 atmosphere, or your comfortable range of activity.
Mhm.
So about like 1.2 atmospheres up until 0.7. Is actually just about the entrance to the repository. So the entrance to the repository sits at the bottom edge of your comfort zone. And then above that, in addition, you can go above 0.7 atmospheres in a pressure suit as long as you have oxygen. And you can go below that in an exosuit because you'll have something to hold off the pressure.
Okay.
But sea level on the planet will kill you because it's more than 1 atmosphere.
I'm so cool.
What?
Anyway.
So we need to set up a way to get the materials we need for the printers. We could then use the printers to make stuff to more easily get more of the resources we need for more printing, faster, better.
Stronger. But my major concern right now is the fact that last count that I took, we had exactly roughly 0 functioning spacecraft on this planet.
We have one.
Ours doesn't work.
Yeah, it does.
The jump drive does not work.
The jump drive doesn't work. It still will work just fine. We can move it the fuck over here.
Okay.
Yeah, if we need to.
If we want to take 3 days to travel back and grab it. 5 days. Or, depending on what the signaling is like here, I might be able to get you set up to remote control it.
No.
What if we
I
have
will
Jarvis
not.
do it?
Mm-mm.
What?
I'm sorry, that would not be feasible.
Thank you, Jarvis.
You're welcome.
So, anyway,
Never mind.
but my thought was, when I was told about this place, I had pictured something wildly different.
Like a building and not a spaceship?
Yes, with a hangar bay with more spaceships inside. That would be
Jarvis, do you have a
functionality.
hangar bay that's still functional?
No. There
I-
seems to be a mountain in the way.
I was under the
Oh,
impression that
Jarvis.
there'd be more spaceships here we could use.
No, I
Well-
mean, is there still a hangar bay that's not collapsed into?
No.
Because there's a mountain in the way.
No. The only ships that we were scheduled to carry were escape pods. They've been used.
Can you still detect any of them within your range?
No?
Okay.
Their signals died long.
Did any of them make it to this planet?
Judging by their trajectories, it's assumable that some of them may have aerobrake and landed upon the planet.
Can you do a scan for the particular metals that were used in those escape pods that are not natural to this planet?
Not at all. I seem to be missing a data sphere, or any sort of satellite on which to bounce signals off of.
Well, we don't want to launch a satellite. Therein lies a problem. Anyway, I think our first bet should be we need weapons against that armor. Which means we need to get into that genetics bay and we need to find weapons that will destroy that armor.
Lasers work.
That's one. We need more.
Well, that's a simple factor of testing its tensile strength and testing its... that word for puncture strength.
I don't know the word.
Well, we need to test the strength of the armor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but there's key types of strengths that must be tested.
Well, yeah, but we don't
And-
remember the words for them, so we're just testing the strength of the armor.
We're testing all
It
of
will
the
tell me
strengths.
what kind of tech we'll need and what level of power we'll take for a projectile to be able to puncture the armor, or any kind of melee weapon to be able to be effective against it.
Perfect. So, we need in the genetics lab.
Yes.
Jarvis,
I'm
Yes.
can you assist Dr. Citron in getting in the genetics lab? Please. So, would you be able to assist with that, Jarvis, without...
Endangering the life of crew or inhabitants?
Yes.
No. I
Do-
seem to be lacking an adequate supply of lead sand.
Is there a radiation containment emergency kit?
Yes, actually, it's currently in storage. I can bring it into the nearest laboratory if you'd like.
Yes, please. We can use that to set up an airlock around the laboratory. It will also have a suit, so you can put the suit on, go into the airlock, close it off, then open the lab, go into the lab, be protected, and it will keep it from leaking outside the lab.
All you, sir. All you.
Alright, I'll go to the lab next to the genetics lab to pick it up.
That's the biolab.
I'll go to the biolab then.
Perfect.
Get it, and I will need somebody to help me set it up because it's more than a one-man job.
I can assist with that.
Alright.
I am a planetologist.
So we will go and set up
Radiation containment unit.
radiation containment, which will allow us to start going in and out of there and fixing it.
Yeah.
Also, we should also in the bio lab see if we can find some samples of artificial blood or the way to make artificial blood for your nanites to help inoculate the rest of us from that radiation.
You could work on that with life sciences.
Oh, I can?
Yeah. Here, I'll give you a sample of my blood. It will have the nanites in it, and then you can use your you can use your doctoring, your planetology knowledge.
I thought I would need hypertech for that, and I don't have hypertech.
No, making... Yes, okay, so in general, dealing with nanites, yes. But the actual action that you're attempting is to make artificial blood.
Yes.
So that would be life sciences. It's
Oh,
not
The
hypertech.
nanites are already made, and they
Yes.
self-replicate.
Okay.
So as long as they're in living blood,
Right.
they will continue to self-replicate.
Okay.
You're basically just trying to find an artificial medium for them,
Yes.
which is well within the bounds of a normal science.
And they will
Okay.
automatically attune themselves to the predominant DNA of the blood that they're in. So if you take them out of my blood and put them into the artificial blood, they'll auto-adjust.
Cool.
Or even just into a growth medium.
Yeah.
Sweet. I want to do that thing.
So you two go off. Bye. Bye.
What? You said we go off.
I know.
I'm back. Going back.
Yeah. Where are you from? You don't get to take it with you.
Nobody gets to have their phone.
I have mine.
So two of you go off. You help him set up the radiation containment unit in the genetics lab. You suit him up. Godspeed. Good luck.
Good luck.
Off he goes.
Yes.
Um,
I'm standing there holding a vial of his blood.
yes. With the nanites in it.
Yes.
You head off into the biolab, which Jarvis has arranged in suitable fashion for you to conduct your experiments.
Yes. That's because Jarvis is amazing.
And smarmy. Full of smarm.
All of it.
And you start putzing around trying to find an artifact. Go ahead and roll me life sciences.
Okay. I can do that.
The nanites are... You have to work on the 213. So, it's... I'm gonna say 2. Path of opposition 2.
You want to write that down, babies? Please?
So, since I'm using my stunt planetologist, because I need to use that instead of my life sciences, physical science in place of life sciences.
You use physical sciences in place of life science, or you can trade the knowledges when you are calling on information.
Oh, this doesn't apply.
So it's life
Actually doing
science?
something.
So my life sciences.
0. Well, it's a good thing you got to.
I need to.
Yes. Okay.
And I 0 plus plus. I can almost give you a thumbs up.
Almost. Alright. Weird. No, just kidding.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of something that I can do. Well, they're working on that. I guess the only functioning spaceship we have is ours, so I'm just... Jarvis, do you have the schematics for our craft? The
One
Cortez.
moment. I'll have to dig it out of historical record.
Okay. And I'm going to start modifying the schematics to put guns on there. Because our ship didn't have offensive capabilities. So we're going to have to start getting guns. Because it will be our only ship.
That means we need shields.
You do know that there was a. You mind sharing since it happened last game session?
Mm-hmm.
You do know that there was a ship detected inbound into the local area, as far as colony fleet, or as far as terraforming. That's the monolith class.
So there was...
A monolith class vessel was detected in the local area on approach to the planet. So.
Wasn't that the one that hailed us?
No.
No? Oh, so there's two?
There's the scout ship that originally ran you guys to ground,
Mm-hmm.
which has fucked off since then.
Oh.
Returned to its carrier.
Mm-hmm.
And then more recently, last game session, Jarvis informed you guys that there was a monolith class vessel on approach. Monolith class being their terraform.
Sounds like a big ship.
You can call up the schematic. Jarvis has it.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to use the single ship that we have against the big fuck off enemy. Hopefully there's a light that flashes every once in a while that says shoot me here. That I know I only have to hit that like 3 times before we win.
So you look at the schematics for the monolith. You can. Oh, okay. What are your skills?
Oh, my skills. Pilot, shoot, will, athletics, physique, provoke, repair, notice, unarmed, hypertech, hacking.
You can roll repair to try and figure out how to modify your ship
Okay.
to add hard points so that you can fit weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Without ruining the structural integrity of the ship.
Okay.
You can roll hypertech to try and decipher the Necrogeist ship schematics. Well, no. Sorry. You can roll hypertech to try and decipher the monolith class ship schematics because the monolith class does a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as finding weak points on the Necrogeist ships, I would actually call that a fight roll.
Well, you figure
Sorry,
that out.
fight doesn't exist.
We'll roll the first two.
But I can't think of it. Maybe the weak points on an object would be scraps. So it would be purple sciences and physical sciences would be the roll for figuring out weaknesses based on the schematics.
Okay. Well,
Once you have the schematics.
The Jarvis actually has several Necrogeist ship types on file.
Yeah.
assuming that they haven't changed in the last.
He's got something for you to work off of.
Yeah.
I don't know, right? Which is... Alright, you have disappeared into the genetics lab in full radiation gear.
Okay.
Dun dun dun. Nothing really looks different except for the fact that the flesh-eating
Scarabs?
scarabs. Except for the flesh-eating... Oh, that's right, 'cause I fucked it up way back when.
Yeah, you did.
And now I'm dealing with the consequences.
Yeah, you are.
See? Flesh-eating scarabs are just kind of chilling out. Flesh-eating dead scarabs now are just kind of chilling out.
They're dead?
They're undead.
Okay. I go through the process of removing them from the tank.
Oh my god, actually, it's not until you get closer that you realize that they've actually started to cannibalize one another because they don't have enough food. So, like, it's still a mass of flesh-eating scarabs, and then you look in the tank and you realize that there's a lot less than what you put in. You're like,
Twitter.
He tweets it. Look at these flesh-eating undead scarabs.
So I'm going to go hard instead of going home.
twice?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm rolling twice. Because I'm gonna have her help me with the physical science one. So for a repair, I rolled 1, I have
Hold
level
those.
1.
Alright, hold those results.
Okay.
Do you gather them up into a container?
Yes.
Or into their old container
Yes, using all of the appropriate procedures and tools.
for a radiation hazard? They, thankfully, because of your sealed suit, they actually don't recognize that. I mean, they feel the heat, but you can tell that they don't recognize that there's food, that you're a food source.
It's a good thing.
You get them into the container. You could modify the container with hypertech, actually, in order to vary the stasis field so that it prevents radiation.
I will do so.
I'm wondering if he doesn't go over there and see that there are a bunch less and think maybe some of them escaped. Because that's what I've been saying has happened.
There's no signs of them of breakage on the tank.
But the tank isn't covered.
You can't fly.
No, those tanks actually have a metal grid. It's like a metal screen that goes over them. That's standard.
But they can't fly.
But the scarabs can't fly in.
And they can't climb up glass walls and walls.
Spiders can. Creepy, by the way, learned that.
You know the only reason she can climb up the glass is because she actually sticks her web to the glass.
I don't really care why so much as that it happens.
She actually throws her web at the glass, and when it sticks, then she can climb up it. Otherwise, it's too smooth.
She plots hand and leg holds in order to climb the glass.
Yeah.
That's what she just said.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what... Oh, did you know the scene that was scary? Oh, well, that's because nightmare.
Oh, man. I think spiders are like just... I don't know.
So I have 5 total on my hypertech.
Okay. I keep trying to figure out where I can fit spiders in the Pathfinder games because they're like the iconic first level encounter.
Right.
Spiders.
Well, wherever you can have forest spiders in the woods, or you can have giant fuck-off spiders in abandoned anything.
I know. That's why it's kind of easy. It's the figuring out where in the pacing it would go.
Have them jump on them from above.
Yeah.
Giant bird-eating tarantulas
first
jump
time-
down on you.
Oh my god. They actually have stats for a monstrous Goliath spider. It's colossal. It's the
Nice.
size of a small house.
Yes.
I think it's like a CR11.
Yeah, the first time they walk into a room and don't check the ceiling,
There you go.
that's when the spiders come.
We walk into the tavern.
Done.
What do you
Murder.
do first? I look to the bar and order a drink. Nobody's in here. What?
Murder.
The spiders drop on you from above.
Well, anyways, yeah, you can modulate the stasis field to prevent any further radiation leakage coming out of the scarabs.
Okay,
Unfortunately, it won't put them to sleep, and they might just keep eating each other, but that's okay.
that's fine. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to set them up in a spot where I can also keep a scan reading.